guys, welcome back to Simply Fajika, and I'm excited for this week's content. We're talking about success, guys. What are the 4 things that you need to do in order to have a successful life? I thought this was a good time to talk about this because I know a lot of us are a little bit down because of the COVID-19. We're kind of stuck at home. We have these stay-at-home orders. A lot of us are homeschooling our kids. We really miss our friends. We want to get out there and be social. But I want to encourage you guys that the glass is half full. It's really about perspective and how you view things. So today we're going to discuss 4 tips on how you could be more successful. And the first tip is to change your outlook on life. There's an old saying, whether you say you can or you can't, you're right. And I love that saying because it's so true. If you have ever set your mind on something and worked relentlessly to get it, were you really surprised when it happened? Probably not, because there's power behind committing, going after it until you actually accomplish that goal. But the same thing is true for if you ever say, oh, I'm not good enough, that's just not going to happen for me. And so again, you're not surprised when it doesn't happen for you, but you've already set yourself up for that result. That's why there's so much power in what you say and what you think. Really, it's about shifting your mindset to expect good things, to accept great things, to know that success and happiness will follow you. Did you know your outlook on life is actually tied to how much you like yourself? I was actually surprised to read that, but the more I thought about it, the less surprised I was. When I look back on my own life and I think of times where I really just didn't like myself, where I was really trying to get to know or understand my actions a little bit better, my outlook on life wasn't that great at that time. But once I started to like myself, once I started to see, wait a minute, I am worthy of better, my outlook on life started to change. So how can you change your outlook on life? Start with practicing self-care. Spend your time doing activities that really uplift you and motivate you. And surround yourself with people who are like-minded and who are going places. You will find that you will start setting goals so that you both have successes to share together. The second tip is to set expectations for yourself and for others. The first is to understand, what are your expectations? What are things that are deal breakers with you? It's a privilege to be a friend with you. In order to accomplish that, make sure that you understand what your expectations are. What do you expect out of life? What do you expect out of your relationships? Hold that bar high so people have to really challenge themselves to meet that goal. Stop settling. You are worth the expectations that you have set for yourself and others. And guys, after you set those expectations and you fall a little bit short of the goal, it's okay. Just make sure to do a proper assessment and see if you need to readjust the sails a little bit. But certainly do not stop moving forward. Remember, you're worth it. The tip I have for you is, how do you spend your time? I would say over the last year, I really have started to ask myself that question. After a period of time last year when I kind of realized nothing really new was happening in my life and I didn't have any goals. I wasn't really working towards anything. As a matter of fact, my Saturdays were, catching up on DVRs. I had to ask myself that question last year as well, which is, how do I spend my time? What do I really focus a lot of my attention to? And I really found that outside of my family and outside of my work commitments, TV was taking up a lot of my time. And I think for some times that's okay. But at other times you really have to say, so what exactly are my goals? And how am I working towards them if I'm spending a full Saturday getting caught up on my shows that I DVR'd? So it's just really about finding that balance and making sure that your time is spent on things that will either uplift you or that's moving you towards your goal. My last tip is to move in the direction you want to go. What do you want out of your life? Where are you going? How are you going to get there? The first step is to really decide, what do you want for yourself? Think about that. Write it down. The second step to writing it down is visualize yourself doing it. Once you visualize it and once you can see it in your mind, you know you're not that far off. It doesn't seem so out of reach once you can visualize it. After visualizing it, you want to put together a plan of how you're going to accomplish it. Develop that plan, the only thing left to do is to implement it and make sure that you're moving forward each and every day. So guys, I hope you enjoy this content. I'm really all about self-improvement, about motivation, inspiration, and finding ways for us to live our best lives possible. I'm always going to tell you, you can do it. Whatever you set your mind in accomplishing, you will get there. I hope you felt that this content was a value add for you guys. Please don't forget to like the video. If you've implemented another success measure in your life that I didn't mention, please put them in the comments. I would love to learn from you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you're alerted whenever I upload new videos to Simply Fajita. Guys, hope you enjoy the rest of your day and stay blessed.